Welcome back. This session, we are going to talk about the transmissive approach to education. Transmissionists use a different set of powerful images to express their educational orientation. The factory, with its efficiency, use of science and output of uniform products of high quality, is the guiding image of the transmissive approach. The goal is to transmit efficiently a cultural or religious heritage to the next generation. Consequently, advocates of this approach describe themselves as content-centered. The factory image. The student is viewed as raw material to be shaped and modeled into a desired product. As in the factory, cultural transmissionists particularly value efficiency, behavior modification, adoption of scientific methods, and utilization of educational technology with its clear behavioral objectives are all attempts to make the educational process more efficient. The factory image should not be understood to mean that education needs to be harsh, odious, or machine-like. It is the efficiency and scientific techniques of the factory that attract the transmissionists. Transmissionists are well aware that students are often learn best in warm and supportive environments, and therefore they try to make their classrooms cheery places in which to learn. They often are as sensitive as romantics to individual differences among their students. The romantic educator, however, focuses on the individual and celebrates each person's uniqueness, while the transmissionist emphasizes the larger group and seeks to bring the student into conformity with its value. The factory image also suggests the transmissionist's desire to mold students into a desired shape by conveying to each one the knowledge, beliefs, and dispositions that the larger group values. The distinguishing mark of the transmissionists is not their concern about content, but the way they use content in education. All the major contemporary theories of education utilize our cultural heritage as found in books, people, technologies, and societal patterns, but they differ in how they view and use this subject matter. At the risk of oversimplification, romantic educators are preeminently concerned about the growth and happiness of the child. They would rather have a happy and well-adjusted illiterate than a well-educated but stifled conformist. Transmissionists, on the other hand, see themselves as more realistic. After all, people have to hold a job and contribute to society. Transmissionists are willing to sacrifice the momentary happiness of the individual who conforms to the larger group and acquires valued knowledge or skills will be happier in the long run than the person who, in the passion of a moment, decides that he or she does not need to learn to read or to do math or speak in public. While both transmissionists and romantics may care deeply about the students, the romantic places highest value upon personal freedom and choice, and the transmissionist values those things that will help the student get ahead and enjoy the good life. The essence of the Christian transmissive approach is its aim of internalizing the values, knowledge, and beliefs esteemed by the teacher. In contrast, the romantic approach seeks to allow the child to unfold into his or her destined form. Christian education programs, which emphasize traditional schooling and place a high value on the retention of factual information, are following a transmissive approach. In some extreme forms, transmissive education fosters an unhealthy dependence on teachers. The students know that the teacher will give them the answers, and so they become more and more passive, expecting to be spoon-fed. Christians are not just to partake of spiritual nourishment, they are to use it to strengthen their ministry. Contributions of the transmissive approach. Many educators follow a transmissive approach, and with good reason. In Western societies, where education is universal, the transmissive stress on efficient use of educational resources makes sense. Transmissionists seek to maximize the educational gain from each dollar and hour invested, and few persons in a world of limited resources and great need can oppose that desire. The transmissionist's interest in knowledge, right answers, and covering materials often translates into an effective, no-nonsense approach to teaching and learning. Another positive contribution is their willingness to curtail rampant individualism, because transmissionists believe that there are higher values than the individual's likes and dislikes. We will end this session of discussion about the transmissive approach to education here. Thanks for watching.